honey.
Authenticity and protective display holder. But that's not all. When you order, you'll get this beautiful limited edition Princess Diana airmail stamp. An $8 value, absolutely free. Remember, you get the complete set of 9 museum-quality legal tender Princess Diana postage stamps, certificate of authenticity, and display holder, all for $9.95. And when you act now, you'll also receive this stunning Princess Diana airmail stamp, an $8 value, absolutely free. Call toll-free now.
People who are alive today thanks to medical miracles on the next morning.
Tonight on Hard Copy, another bombshell in the JonBenét murder case. A $5 million deal between a prosecutor and a lawyer for the Ramseys.
It appears like there's an incestuous relationship going on here. They're just a little too friendly.
JonBenét and the lawyer's secret deal.
It was the unauthorized biography that blew the lid off Princess Diana's darkest secret. And it turns out the author had a good source inside the palace, Princess Diana herself.
These were her words. It is, as he is saying, really her own autobiography.
Diana's royal revelations.
James Dean. He was the Hollywood heartthrob actor who came to symbolize troubled youth. Now, on the anniversary of his death, a new book comes out with some startling claims.
There was a girl who was carrying his child at the time of his death.
It's James Dean's Dark Side.
They're a must-have item for some new parents, but buying the wrong baby walker can be a deadly mistake.
These children had fractures of the skull. These children could have easily died.
It's a hard target investigation that might just keep your baby from walking into trouble. Plus, from Baywatch's brunette bombshell to O.J.'s former beach blonde, find out if they're winners or losers and why. And buckle up for one of the fastest road races in America.
Hello and welcome from New York. I'm Barry Nolan.
And in Los Angeles, I'm Terry Murphy. You're watching Hard Copy for Tuesday, September 30th.
On the anniversary of James Dean's death, a close friend from his troubled New York youth reveals some startling secrets about his personal life. I'll have that story coming up, but first back to Terry in Los Angeles for tonight's big stories.
Barry, it's a bombshell break in the JonBenét Ramsey murder investigation. No, it's not an arrest, but it could explain why there hasn't been one. Doug Bruckner has more in tonight's Top Copy.
Will JonBenét Ramsey's killer ever be brought to justice? Don't count on it anytime soon. Hard Copy has learned of an explosive conflict of interest in the case that could send the investigation back to square one. We've uncovered documents that show the Boulder DA, Alex Hunter, was once business partners with a lawyer representing JonBenét's parents, and that Hunter's deputy DA, Bill Wise, still is financially in bed with the Ramseys' personal attorney, William Gray.
It appears like there's an incestuous relationship going on here. They're just a little too friendly here.
We showed the documents to former Los Angeles DA Vincent Bugliosi. They show that Hunter and Wise went into business with the Ramseys' attorney back in the 70s. They became partners in a Boulder office complex that's now worth about $5 million. Bugliosi says that definitely represents a conflict of interest.
A layperson might not know this, but a lawyer knows that if there's any relationship between the DA and a lawyer representing the defense, there's a conflict there, and you have to disclose it to your superior, in this case, the Attorney General of the state of Colorado.
Hunter apparently saw no ethical problem with the business partnership and may have kept it a secret. As far as he was concerned, Gray wasn't acting as a criminal defense attorney for the Ramseys. He just put their $1 million defense team together.
That doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good, and I think it contaminates the entire case.
Bugliosi isn't suggesting that Hunter and his team did anything illegal, but he says the people of Boulder who've waited 9 months for JonBenét's killer to be caught could be losing confidence in him. He thinks Hunter could be forced to turn the case over to a special prosecutor.
It's a cancer that hangs like a specter over this entire case, and the only way to eliminate it is to bring in a special prosecutor. As far as I know, there may be another way to solve the problem. I don't know what it is.
The state's attorney general is expected to investigate. But in Colorado, the decision on whether or not to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate suspected conflict of interest involving the DA
is up to a judge. Terry?
Thanks, Doug. Princess Diana never allowed an authorized biography on her life, but it turns out that the unauthorized biography released 5 years ago was authorized, actually edited by the princess herself. Special correspondent Alison Holloway has the story.
She felt that she was being taken over by the palace machine, and she calls herself the prisoner of Wales.
It was a secret that Andrew Morton was prepared to take to his grave. Yes, Diana was the real source for his book. The words came from her own lips. The pain and heartache in her life revealed in a series of interviews.
It would have been impossible for her to have sanctioned this book at a very turbulent time in her life.
They met on 6 occasions in Diana's private sitting room at Kensington Palace. The conversations were lengthy and emotional.
He was bowled over by how candid the interviews were, how much she did talk, how much she wanted to say about her life.
The former tabloid newspaper reporter knew he had the scoop of his life.
She tried suicide attempts. She suffered from the eating disorder, bulimia nervosa. She strived to be a fairy tale princess, but she couldn't sustain that.
The princess authorized every revelation, personally approved every page, and even made corrections to the manuscript in her own hand. She changed a reference to Prince Charles from the man she longed to marry to the man she was in love with.
I'm sure that Diana knew the risks that she was taking.
But Andrew Morton was not at liberty to tell the whole truth about her true story. At the time of publication in June 1992, Buckingham Palace and Diana herself repeatedly denied she had anything to do with the book. The contents were attributed to a circle of close friends.
This is a woman who was living a nightmare.
And so the tabloid press turned against one of their own. The critics were virtually unanimous in condemning the author and the book. They called it prurient, malicious, and one-sided. Andrew Morton continued to be the best friend a girl could have.
Her involvement with this book was much more personal and intense than he would ever have been able to say during her lifetime.
Of course, he didn't do it for love. The book sold 5 million copies worldwide and made Andrew Morton a millionaire. And tonight, Andrew Morton's about to make millions more. A revised edition of Diana, Her True Story, will be published soon. In this version, Morton will quote Diana directly instead of quoting others. Terry.
Thanks, Allison. Now it's time for Jerry Penacoli to pay up for all those cushy assignments. No more days on the Baywatch beach. Tonight, we've banished him to the Nevada desert, where he's risking it all in the ultimate road race.
Welcome to Ely, Nevada, 4 hours north of Las Vegas. Population, 5,000. There are 3 legal brothels here, gambling and drinking day and night. But it's also a small frontier community where time seems to have stopped. That is, until the big race comes to town.
It's tense, it's a rush.
This is my car.
Speed is like sex.
I've had a lot of exciting assignments in my day, but none compared with the thrill and at the same time the downright terror of the Silver State Classic Challenge Road Race. To be honest, I'm a little nervous about this, and I'd be a liar to tell you that I'm not. With good reason. This is the fastest road race in America. You and your car speeding down an intense 90 miles of wild Nevada roadway.
Anybody can enter. We have so many different brackets. We have brackets, speed brackets, which start at 95 miles an hour, and they go up all the way to unlimited.
There's even a Las Vegas police officer racing in this tricked-out cop car. The cops who love to give speeders tickets all of a sudden get their chance to speed.
Yeah, we like to go fast.
But if you think this is just one big testosterone rush, consider Rhonda Zamish's quest for zest in her jumping javelin.
It's my 3rd run out here. I plan to top her over 150 this time around.
They come from nearly every state in the Union and beyond, in souped-up classic cars and even in basic rental cars. Then there's the car I'm racing in, a Dodge Viper GTS.
With a little bit of tuning, this car will go over 200 miles an hour.
After hearing that, I tried to get into a car more my speed. Then my driver, seasoned race car expert Lyle Larson, reassures me.
We're safer at 125 miles an hour in this car than you are at 80 on the freeway.
But it's not the cars I should be worrying about.
Come here. Look at the back of this car. Get a good picture of it. That's all you're going to see tomorrow in that race. That's all you're going to see is the back of that car.
You think so, huh? Despite the laughs, once you put on that fireproof driving suit, gloves, shoes, and helmet, things change. With my race face on, the time has come to put up or pull it over and park it. It was over before I even knew it. And up ahead is the checkered flag. We're like, what the hell's that flag doing there? I had survived. I want to start all over again. I'm a racer. I love it.
Still ahead.
James Dean was a very self-centered person. He was concerned only for his own welfare.
On the anniversary of his death, a close friend from James Dean's early days reveals a few sexy secrets.
He liked to shock people, and he would introduce me to these people as this girl he's just met.
Plus,
These are unsafe devices, and it is a setup for injury.
the truth about baby walkers that'll have some parents running to save their kids' lives.
These children could have easily died.
Our hard target investigation is next. And what do Baywatch's Yasmine Bleeth and Frasier's David Hyde Pierce have in common? They're both in today's edition of Winners and Losers. Find out who's what coming up.
Dust bunnies. They settle on floors, tables, blinds, lots of places waxy furniture polish shouldn't go. But Endust, like a magnet, gathers them up from floors, tables, blinds, wherever they hide. No wax Endust, a dust magnet.
We won't stop until all of you can arm your hands against dryness and against germs with the first antibacterial hand lotion from Vaseline Intensive Care. It's time to arm your hands.
Tonight, there's something for everyone. Starring as Roseanne on the Nanny season premiere.
Man, who needs them? Yeah.
And Murphy's been called lots of things. Pushy, blabbermouth. But now she'll be called courageous.
What's the problem? I think you should talk to the doctor.
Then see why TV Guide calls Brian Gumbel television's best interviewer. Public eye. Then a millionaire needs a new heart now.
I am doing everything I can.
It's not enough. The most powerful Chicago hope ever. Something for everyone. CBS tonight.
I want to keep my smile for life, don't you? But everybody has plaque, the leading cause of gum disease. 3 out of 4 people will have some form of gum disease in their lifetime. You can do something about it. Interplaque by Conair is clinically proven to remove nearly all plaque, even below the gum line. Its unique cleaning action can actually reverse gum disease. And Interplaque is a leading ADA-accepted power toothbrush. Interplaque by Conair, recommended by dentists to keep you smiling for life.
In my work, you see a lot of folks hurt in accidents that aren't their fault. Many of them get help from lawyers, but not all of them. Big mistake. Now, some think lawyers who help accident victims are ambulance chasers. But let me tell you, they aren't chasing people, they're helping them. Just like the medical teams, lawyers really make a big difference getting injured people back on their feet.
Susac, Dean and Powell. Caring, professional, experienced, results. Call 227-6722.
You're watching KOIN TV, Channel 6.
If you've ever had a child, you may have had one of those baby walkers. They're supposed to give your baby a leg up on learning to walk, but we found they can really be hell on wheels. Ed Miller tackles the trouble in tonight's Hard Target Investigation.
Terry, for weeks now, Hard Target has been hammering away at the makers of these highly popular baby walkers to tell us how they're going to prevent any further deaths and injuries from these devices. Now, because of our demands and questions, they'll soon be coming out with safer models and warning labels.
Little Charlie scurries across the kitchen floor, almost as fast as a speeding bullet. In fact, some babies can get their walkers going up to 3 feet per second, which means Charlie can be out of Mom and Dad's sight in the blink of an eye.
Children, this mobility far before they're old enough to be able to control it, and it is a setup for injury.
And no one knows that better than Melissa Bowen. 3 years ago, Melissa watched her 11-month-old son, Tyler, tumble head first down the stairs, trapped in a walker.
You think they're going to die, you know, like, oh my gosh, you know, this can't be happening, you know.
The numbers are astounding. Tyler is just one of 25,000 children who have reportedly been hurt so bad in baby walker accidents that they end up in the hospital.
These children had fractures of the skull. They had bleeds inside the skull next to the brain with a lot of swelling inside the skull, inside the brain. And these children came in coma. We had to breathe for them because they were so severely injured. These children could have easily died.
And some of them have died. The Consumer Product Safety Commission blames baby walkers for killing 11 children.
My son Adam broke his arm, he fell down the basement when he was 5 months old.
That's why this mother and others are protesting baby walkers. They're stuffing them in this trash compactor in exchange for safety helmets for their little ones.
Many parents have the misimpression that children will live sooner or better by using a walker. That's a myth.
3 million baby walkers are sold each year in this country, but there have been so many injuries that the federal government is considering slapping safety regulations on baby walkers, the same way automakers were forced to put seatbelts in cars.
This device allows the child to rock, swivel,